COVID vlog, star date 10/9/2156. This is your captain's vlog. And today we're talking about NPM dependencies, and I don't know where that came from. I think it's just fun to say captain's vlog log, COVID vlog log, vlog log. Now I'm just speaking like another language. You remember Zigzug or Zug Zug from Warcraft 1? Okay, now I'm just spitting stupid stuff. Okay. So today I want to talk about how dependencies are a lot like, NPM. First, I just love this visual. NPM, you start a new project, you go find a new kitchen, right? You make a new directory and you say new empty space that stuff is going to happen in. And then you go and you find some NPM files or NPM packages and you install them, right? Or let's say you start a new project or you're cloning an existing repo and you pull that repo down into a folder and all of a sudden your kitchen's full of all this stuff and you hit NPM install and beep, 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 beep. A truck backs in and dumps a whole bunch of gadgets in your kitchen. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how your dev environment is kind of like a kitchen, and sometimes it's your kitchen and sometimes it's a shared kitchen. Sometimes your dependencies are your dependencies, like the gadgets in your kitchen, and sometimes your dependencies are the ingredients that you need to make some stuff. And I want to talk about how this is kind of like silly, but like a good metaphor and things to think about when you're working in a kitchen with other people. So follow along as I take a sip and compile my thoughts, because that seems to be a weird theme of this show. Anyway. Okay, so you just hit NPM install, beep, beep, beep. Your kitchen just got filled with gadgets. Maybe you're the type of engineer that uses very few dev dependencies or regular dependencies. And what that would sort of give you is the ability to hit my mic. And what that would give you is the difference between like a microwave helping make a dish that you're going to give someone, or you having the items in the dish. So like a dependency would be like vegetables, and a dev dependency would be like a microwave. Or let's talk about an onion chopper. So FunFunFunction has a really great video on this. He talked about it a while ago. And what he was doing was saying how getting an NPM package can be a lot like getting a gadget or getting an onion chopper. And so when you're new to cooking in a kitchen, you might not really be familiar with your knife. And so you look for shortcuts, because what's your task right now? Your task is to cut 10 onions. And so you're like, well, I heard about this sweet gadget. I'm going to go get this gadget, NPM install, boop, boop, jumps it on your kitchen. And then you can go ahead and use it. And sure enough, you stick some onions in it and you hit go. Chop up all the onions. Job done. Until someone doesn't want fine diced onions, and your little smasher, you have to go look at other smashers. And then eventually you might be in a state where you have multiple gadgets that cut onions, until you're in a scenario where you're like, I should have just learned how to use the knife, because one knife in my kitchen could have solved all these different onion vegetable cutting use cases. But instead I went and I got a dependency. So anyway, I like MPJ's message there, which is get good at a knife. A knife can save you a whole bunch of dependency problems when two or more gadgets don't like to work together. Okay, so another thing is we are all chefs in this kitchen. Sometimes you're a lead chef, sometimes you're a helper chef, or whatever it is. You're in the kitchen and your goal is to make stuff for people to eat. And so your kitchen might be different from someone else's kitchen, because their kitchen, can you believe how they're doing it over there? Their kitchen is really clean. Man, their closing duties must be terrible. Or you look at a kitchen and you go, that kitchen is really dirty. How do they get anything cooked inside of that kitchen? I have no idea. And sometimes a kitchen even has a grade. You could think of like a Lighthouse score, almost like how's your kitchen scoring? Except Lighthouse tends to check your meals that you delivered, not your development environment. Okay, anyway, broke down for a second, but what's kind of fun in this is that you are a member in this, and you will experience many different types of kitchens. Some kitchens will have shelves that are labeled shelves, and they're also going to have labels on each container. Sometimes a container might have containers inside it. I'm talking about TypeScript basically here, where someone has extremely organized everything. They say all that stuff is over here. This is where all the flours and wheat is. This is where all of our vegetables are. And they organize everything out really well, and they make sure that everything gets the same type of label. Everything is very meticulously managed and controlled. So you have kitchens that feel immaculate and pristine and perfect and high functioning. And then you have other kitchens that look like artist workspaces that are just complete messes. And both of these kitchens are producing meals for people to eat. Sometimes you'll be frustrated because people are going to the crappy kitchen and you don't really know why. Well, maybe the meal's better is probably it. Or the meal is just hitting the spot in the right way. I don't know. Anyway, it's just kind of funny, right? You see different websites and you're like, it doesn't matter what the kitchen was. I just like that meal. I like the burgers out of that place, even though it's kind of scary. So anyway, just kind of funny to think about how your kitchens are like that. And so another thing too is like when you're refactoring a kitchen, it's kind of like defragging, or you're refactoring your code. It's almost like you're defragging your kitchen space. You're looking at where everything is scattered and you're trying to organize it and put it all together in the same spot. I just like this metaphor, defragging and refactoring inside your kitchen. I thought it was fun. So anyway, the lesson here is that every dependency that you install is either going to make its way to your user's dish, or it's just going to be part of your kitchen. And all of these will be baggage at some point. You're going to have to rely on these. And let's say you go to NPM install one time and all the gadgets don't come in, or maybe a gadget upgraded and now can't connect to another gadget. This whole world that we're in right now and the way that we create our development environments is a lot like a workshop or a kitchen. And sometimes our kitchen is small and very personal, like the one we have here. I know where everything is. It's my kitchen. My wife and I manage where it all goes. But if we join another kitchen, that kitchen might have drastically different ideals with, it might be bigger, so stuff, and there's just more stuff going on. Naturally, when I start in that kitchen to try to build something and make a dish, it's going to be a lot harder than if I just used my own kitchen. But you fight through it, you figure it out, and then you can be a member in that kitchen just as anywhere else. So I just kind of want to paint that while kitchens might not all be the same, I think that's awesome. I think that every kitchen that I've ever joined is a new thing for me to learn, a new way for me to grow, and a new perspective for me to take into the next kitchen that I make. I think when I was in the corporate world and I was building, well, I'm in the corporate world now at Google, but when I was at the consultancy world, I felt like what we were doing is often not making a kitchen. We were building the entire workspace in like a warehouse. And so our code repo felt like a warehouse. You can even think of like a monolith. And even like in microservices, you're gonna have lots of little warehouses that just connect via services to each other. But anyway, in this really enterprise level quality space, these workspaces are huge, and you have a lot of people that need to be involved in there and feel like they can contribute. And so naturally, there's going to be more process. And sometimes more process doesn't mean you're going to get more efficiency, but it does mean consistency. So anyway, all of these things have trade-offs. Big kitchens, little kitchens, tight-knit kitchens and loose kitchens that are dirty. They all produce meals. People eat those meals, and it doesn't always matter how the kitchen was. It doesn't matter how many NPM packages got installed. It matters what you delivered. And so just think about these kitchens. You're a chef, and you might be cooking a certain dish right now, and you think that's the only dish you're ever going to cook in the entire world, or it's the first dish you ever cooked, or you've been cooking dishes for a long time, and you just prefer to make this type of dish. Anyway, there's different chefs of all different kinds. They all come from different perspectives. They all want different things. They all want to deliver different things. They all have different flavors and palates and tastes, and I think this is awesome, and I never want to crush that. I want to lean into it, and I want us to rock that world forever. So thanks for listening to this episode about dependencies and how NPM install is kind of like a sweet but sour dump truck that puts gadgets into your kitchen. Take care. I hope that's fun. Bye.